Hello and welcome to the webinar, Smiles for Our Heroes. This is for our free dental event for the veterans on November 11th and 12th. My name is Deborah Lodico and I'm going to be presenting this webinar tonight. We'd like to thank you all for your generous donation of service, time, your expertise, which we are confident is going to make this event a success. Zufall Health and our sponsor, Delta Dental, thank you for viewing the presentation, which is going to talk about details for the event, which is also going to serve two important requirements and document our records that you've been provided with information regarding HIPAA and compliance. First up, let's get the required info addressed. As you know, patients have rights that we are required to comply with. They include the right to privacy and confidentiality. Therefore, any protected health information, or PHI, that you are privy to at this event must remain confidential during and after the event is finished. You cannot remove any PHI or copy any. No photos can be taken in the clinical area. You should only access those records or portions of records which are required to perform your role that day. Should you encounter a patient that has experienced or is experiencing any type of abuse, such as domestic violence or elder abuse, this must be reported to the chief dental officer so that he can report it to the proper authorities. Should you witness any inappropriate conduct, either by a staff member, fellow volunteer, or if a patient becomes unruly or inappropriate, please notify one of our staff to contact management personnel. Please remember to follow all infection control procedures, use of gloves with all patients, changing between patients, proper capping of needles, washing hands between patients, and chairs and counters are going to be disinfected between patients. There'll also be hand sanitizer available for use. We have to remember that we must do everything we reasonably can to protect any breach of confidentiality when seeing a patient. Therefore, since patients are going to be seen in open bays during this event and in very close proximity on the vans, we ask that you contribute to a confidential visit by speaking in soft tones, being sure that all medical records, even the basic registration information, is kept in an area where others are not able to view it. Do not leave any information unattended at any time. Even information such as the registration information is something that is linkable to their medical information, therefore it must be protected. If a need arises where you need to discuss something very private with the patient, please ask staff for access to a private area. Do not discard any of the patient protected information into the regular trash. Shredder containers must be used and the staff can direct you to the containers. We ask that for the safety of all of our volunteers and patients and guests that day, that you keep an eye out for unsafe conditions. This may include water leaks, wet floors, tripping hazards, or any kind of plumbing issue. Please let a Zufall staff member know so that we can address it immediately. Obviously, Zufall facilities and vans are required to have fire extinguishers and pull stations, and they are available in case of an emergency. Either you, or if you notify a staff member, can call 911 or pull on a fire alarm station if needed. In addition, there are eye wash stations available near all dental service areas. And if we do require an evacuation for any reason, please follow the instructions of the Zufall management staff and assist in directing all patients and visitors from the building. Zufall is very proud of our professional and ethical reputation, and we sincerely appreciate that all of the volunteers, since you are representatives of Zufall Health on this event, will treat our veterans and their families with respect, courtesy, and professionalism. Just a note on humanism in dentistry and our philosophy here at Zufall. We strive to encourage a trusting relationship between the patient and the provider. We know that such a relationship contributes to compliance with a treatment regimen. You can help achieve that relationship by making eye contact and listening to the patient's concerns, not being judgmental about their health status or lifestyle situations. And when discussing their condition, we ask that even in a serious situation where there's been a neglect to their oral health, possibly because they have not seen a dentist for a very long period of time, that you applaud the patient for making the decision to come in and start treatment and that together, working as a team, we can return the patient to a healthy oral state. When you arrive, you will not be able to miss the large white hospitality tent. There will be a check-in area there for both volunteers and the patients. There'll also be sponsor and vendor tables, which are going to offer services and resource information for our veterans and guests. There'll be a seating area for lunch or for rest for the veterans, their family members and guests, as well as the volunteers. In the back of the hospitality tent, just outside of it, in the latter part of the parking lot, you'll find the porta potties, excuse me, and inside there are additional restrooms. There are handicapped accessible restrooms in the building. If you need to use the restroom and you're in the building, that's fine, but we would like to encourage the guests and veterans on the, when they are outside to use the porta potties rather than come inside. We're asking that all clinical providers arrive 20 to 30 minutes before the start time. All the other volunteers can arrive about 15 minutes before. Please leave your valuables at home. We do not have a place to secure them. Please wear comfortable shoes and clothing. Scrubs are okay for the clinical staff, and we will have disposable gowns available. The volunteers will have access to the dental kitchen in the Zufall Dental Center for your breakfast and or lunch or breaks if you choose not to eat at the tables outside. You'll be provided with a lunch ticket to obtain lunch from an on-site catering truck, or if you like, we do have a refrigerator available if you'd like to bring your lunch. There will be photography and possibly video at the event. If you prefer not to be photographed, please ask for a day glow sticker at the volunteer check-in table. That will alert the photographer so that he knows not to take your picture. This is a map of the event that day. Excuse me. Here's Warren Street. We are located at 17 South Warren Street. Please be advised that right now, Warren Street is actually closed on our block due to some heavy construction. Only the sidewalk is open. We don't know whether or not this is going to impact the days of the event, but we are expecting that it very well might. The large white tent is going to be set up here in the parking lot adjacent to our building. You'll check in here at the main door entrance, and then you can enter the building for the dental area in the front entrance here on Warren Street. The tent will occupy the vendors and eating area for everyone. The food truck will be located outside. There'll be a back entrance also where patients may enter or exit, and both of our vans are going to be situated outside. Our dental site is located at the corner of 17 at South Warren Street and West Dickerson Street. The parking for the event is going to be across the railroad tracks and in 2 town lots. This is an aerial view of the area. Here's South Warren Street. This is our building right here. Zufall Dental, the tent is going to be set up right here. The parking lots are actually, as you cross the railroad tracks, South Warren Street becomes Orchard Street. The parking will be available here on this side of Orchard Street and in this large lot on the other side. Because of this construction that's going on South Warren Street, your GPS, if you used our address, may very well send you on to West Blackwell Street and tell you to turn down South Warren, which will not be possible. It might be easier to use 2 Legion Place, which is over here. There's an American Legion here, which is actually in the corner of Legion Place and Orchard Street. So as you come down Orchard Street, past Legion Place, and you'll see balloons at the entrance to both of the parking areas. Maybe a little bit easier for you to find your way in. Then just walk down Orchard, cross the railroad tracks, and come to the white tent. Okay, we're almost done. If you have any emergency or any other issue on the day of the event, you can speak with one of our staff members. They'll be wearing blue caps that say "Smiles for Our Heroes." If anything should cause you to be late on the day of the event or prevent you from attending, please contact us as soon as possible Michelle Blanchfield, and all non-clinical volunteers. Her phone number is 973-710-5314. All clinical volunteers should contact Dr. Sam Wakim at 908-361-7041. All of the volunteers have been asked to complete a number of forms which are required. If you have not yet returned this documentation, please do so immediately. If we do not have it on file at the time you arrive, you will be required to fill that out before you can start the day. Thank you for taking the time to listen in and watch this presentation, and especially thank you for your generous support of our New Jersey veterans.